Gentlemen, Eric Peterson, the technician, the Zen Master, Mike Zano, Dude Buddy, the Nightcap OG, Scott Bossman. What's up, fellow Land Geeks, Land Geek Nation? I'm Mark Podolsky, the Land Geek, with thelandgeek.com. If you don't know what we do, who we are, Eric Peterson, what do we do? Who are we?
We buy and sell raw land, and we make really good profits doing it.
Right. So, Scott Bossman, how do we do this?
So we target current landowners via mailing, and we target people who are distressed in some way. Maybe they have back taxes, maybe they live a long way away from the property, maybe they don't know how to get rid of their property that they've owned for 30 years, and we show up as a solution in their mailbox. And a lot of people gladly sell us their land at a discount, and then we turn around and sell that land after our due diligence to make sure that everything looks free and clear. We turn around and sell that land for cash or owner financing. And that's where we create, the owner financing is where we create a steady passive income stream for our families.
I love it. I love it. Exactly. Leave a comment and let us know you're there. Say hello. Again, Scott and I on Friday are going to do our $1,997 giveaway. If you leave a comment, you ask a question, you will be eligible for the $1,997 Investors Toolkit. Have the toolkit, gift it to a friend. Don't want to gift it to your friend? Apply it to flight school. Already in flight school, apply it to coaching. You're in coaching. Apply it towards software. Don Peresa, aloha from YouTube today. Aloha, Don. How are you? Unknown says posse. We got the posse going. So take advantage, right? Ask these guys some of your burning questions. Tonight, we have a big announcement. If you didn't see the email, Zen Master Mike Zano, what's going on tonight?
We're going to have a get-together, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We're going to talk a lot about flight school, but it is going to be what we like to call a lounge, meaning come bring all kinds of questions. You can have a drink. It's sort of like a prelude to the nightcap. It won't be a full-blown nightcap, but it's going to be more. You're going to actually, it's not going to be on Facebook Live. It's going to be in a Zoom room where we're going to be able to interact and ask questions. So if you're looking to learn how to scale this business, this would be a great opportunity for you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Scott Bossman, anything you want to add before I give out some shout outs?
No, it's just just be on the lookout for future events. Mike and I do this once or twice a month, and it's a good opportunity for the community to come together and talk land investing. And, if you're anything like I was 5 years ago, I was excited but nervous and didn't really know where to start. But I think if you come tonight, we'll be able to get you on the right pathway to a great start in this business. And there's no greater time to do it, in my opinion. Land deals are hot right now.
No, it's the best time ever to be in the business. Hello, Jen Ramquist, Jason Mendoza, Ken Badziak, Yasir Lillington, Michael Newble on Periscope, Scott Morris, Natalie Mino. Hello, Natalie. Brad Donzi. Hello, everyone. So speaking of announcements, Eric Peterson's got something really exciting going on because it includes my favorite word, automation. Eric, what do you got going on, man? And where can we find this thing?
Yeah, so just released today on Investor Ninjas, I have made my Facebook Airtable available to the public. If you belong to Investor Ninjas, you can go in there and watch the course. I walk through exactly how I use the Airtable, how it's set up so that you can in turn use it in your business. Not only do I walk through how to use it, but I make it available to download. So you can actually download it. It's password protected, but you can get the password right there on the Investor Ninjas course page. And at the end of all of that, I teach you how to automate the addition of your leads into a CRM and into an email marketing platform.
That's super geeky, but super exciting. So leave a comment if you're going to check that out. And then, obviously make a video testimonial for Eric after you watch it. and it's like the most incredible thing you've ever seen. How's that? So, Racine, the land deal machine, Sugai is actually on YouTube as well. Hi, Racine. Justin Landowski says hello. Derek Kaufman, good afternoon. And Johnny Morrow says, awesome Hawaii roundtable, fellas. So that's a big feather in the cap for Dawn and Racine. Natalie Mino saw it on there today. Can't wait to dive into that course. Yeah, Natalie, I want to know how it is. Okay, fine, I'll watch it. I like to outsource my education like that, but that's okay. Brad Zalzi.
Have your minions watch it, Mark.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that. Andrea Miller's on. That's awesome, Eric Peterson. I'm definitely going to check out your course. Thanks. So what questions do you guys have for Eric, Scott, Mike? Hopefully everybody had a really nice Memorial Day. I guessed almost exactly what Scott Bossman did over Memorial Day weekend, which was beer and cheese curds. And of course he added in brats. And then he added in, what else did you add, Scott Bossman, for your Memorial Day?
Oh, you can't have a Memorial Day without a little game of cornhole in the backyard. By the way, my lovely wife Erin, a few years ago for my birthday, she got me custom cornhole Star Wars boards.
That's cool.
So I'll send you a picture. We got Darth Vader on one side and a Stormtrooper on the other. It's pretty exciting. Black and white, black and gray beanbags.
I thought you were going to say Cubs cornhole boards. But...
I know. I mean, I wouldn't mind those as well, but they're big and heavy. They take up a lot of space. So
yeah,
I think one set.
The Zen Master had a very interesting Memorial Day. Mike, what did you do?
Well, I did some Pilates. I know we like to talk about that. And then I went out to eat with some close friends because they opened up restaurants, outdoor seating.
Okay, I mean, you have in your mind a Boston firefighter, right? And like Pilates is the antithesis of that. That's what I'm struggling with.
You know, they bring yoga into the fire stations now. I mean, there's a lot to just de-stress people. So I'm just ahead of the curve.
It's like when Bo Jackson took ballet. It's kind of that for me.
Okay, I see.
There's a lot of people out there that are inspired by me, men, that they can actually now come out and announce that they do Pilates.
I'm just jealous.
Giving them support.
I'm just jealous is all.
Yeah, but I'm not jealous of his razor. That's for sure.
Not again.
So Mike Zana, have you upped your coffee game after Eric kind of told you what to do?
That is all going on order. I was showing Laura, but I've changed the game so many times. She's like, "What? Now what are we going to order?" Because we've gone through all these different things, but I'm like, no, this is the one. This is the one. So I'm just almost convinced her that this is the step. So, because we've been buying all kinds of machines over the years, this and that and the other thing, and now I'm making Lebanese coffee on top of the stove, where you can read your fortune in the grinds after. That's pretty good. But Eric did supply me with the detailed information, and I'm working on Laura right now.
Nice.
So she might be watching right now if you guys could maybe attest to how good the coffee is.
All right, yeah, we should have her on here doing a Facebook Live, drinking the coffee, and then we could do that, couldn't we?
Yes. Well, she's the coffee maker, so she's really good at that every morning. So she's like, oh, now what do I have to do? Because now she's cooking a Lebanese coffee. She's like, now what do I got to do? No, Eric says it's fun. You're going to weigh the water. What? No, he says it's a fun experience. You're going to love it.
It's true, though. Like the Chemex, the Eric Peterson way, where you really do it scientifically, is here's how I rate my morning. I wake up alive. That's number one. So happy to be alive, right? And then, are my kids still alive? Number two, my wife, yes, great. Nothing burned down in the middle of the night, fantastic. And then What do I focus on? I can't stop thinking about when am I making my coffee, and then I go make that freaking coffee. So before I tell Eric my tip of the week for coffee, we do have a question. But Eric, you got to tell everybody what you did for Memorial Day.
So for Memorial Day, I hosted office hours for our coaching students, which is important.
That is important.
But prior to that, earlier in the day, we grilled some chicken and had a nice family dinner.
That's really nice. I've always wanted to know, what do other families talk about at family dinner? And it's always been a thing. Like, I just wonder, like, what do people talk about? Like, do they talk about their day? Do they bring up a subject? Do they talk politics? Do, you know, like, what do they do? Because I think I
Great
have
question.
a lot of family envy. I just do. I you know,
I think the reality is probably everyone's family is much like yours. You know, it's quiet at the dinner table, or, you know, checking on people's days, things like that. You know, it's not that exciting.
I just get the sense like everyone's doing something better. Like just like they're bonding better than my family over a meal, and like there's just, you know, like Mike is so like attuned to his kids. He doesn't even have to ask them if they want seconds. He just gives them seconds. He's like, I can tell, Josh, you're hungry. Here you go. And like
No.
Bossman's like bringing up, you know, this arcane Star Wars knowledge, and everyone's getting into it and they're talking about it. And, you know, Eric and his wife are inculcating these amazing values to their kids. And like my wife and I are like yelling at them, you know, don't put your elbows on the table. Like we're ruining it. Like we're getting to like these little things. I'm like, this isn't what's going on at the Bossman's, Zano's, Peterson's house. So, all right, we got two questions. Let's go to the questions. Justin Landowski, just recorded my first deal from mailing, and it's 4 adjacent parcels. Would you recommend marketing 4 separate parcels or all at one together? I know what I would do. Eric?
All of the above. You should market them as single parcels. Let's say they're an acre. So market an acre parcel. Maybe a 2-acre parcel. Maybe a 4-acre parcel. Possibly even a 3. But use all the options you have available and see what you can sell.
All right, Scott Bossman, what would you do?
I agree with that. I think, you know, if they're selling like hotcakes in an area that I like, I might market one at a time. You know, keep one on my website, keep them in the queue, and just keep rolling through them. But then I may say on the phone, like you always taught us, Mark, hey, I know you're interested in this one, but I have the one next door as well, and possibly get both of them sold that way.
Absolutely. How about you, Zen Master?
So I most typically would do what Boston just said, but I was just listening to what Eric was saying, and I'm actually being pulled over there, like, because you actually creating gives you more options for marketing. So I like that. I typically would do the one and you know, like you always talk about, Mark. You know, you own this one. Hey, guess what? This one just came available. The and, you know, but I don't know. Now I see there's some value though, because you could have different types of ads and get more reach into the market. So I don't know. I think I might take a look at that. So thanks for sharing, Eric.
Yeah, I really like what Eric said as well. I mean, my mind typically goes to, I'm not interested in selling property. I'm interested in having more customers. And so, because once I have that customer, I know they're going to keep buying, and maybe I can get, you know, their friends to buy. But when you have 4 adjacent parcels, that's a little bit different, because like ideally I'd like to sell to 4 different people and have those 4 different customers, those 4 different relationships. But to what Eric was saying and to what Scott was saying and everybody's saying, like, yeah, I can sell the adjacent parcel. I'm really happy, and maybe get their family and friends involved. Like, look, now you've got 4 acres. So you have so much flexibility in that. So I would schedule a call with Eric Peterson. No, I'm kidding. But I would just do what Eric said. I think that's the way to go. But my initial thought was, oh, I'd want to sell them in ones. But I take that back. And you guys know how much I hate to agree with Eric. All right, here's a question. While performing county analysis, I'm breaking it down to a city to try to get better pricing in my offers for a better response. But I saw a post where someone is taking it down to a zip code. The city breakdown is taking too long enough, or am I overdoing it, or is the zip code method actually smarter and worth the investment? So instead of like focusing on the big city, you focus on the zip code.
For what?
For marketing.
On the marketing we're talking?
Yeah.
No,
I think-
wasn't he talking about county research?
Yeah, but
I'm sorry, county research. County research.
county research. I think what you have to realize though is that a zip code in a very large county can cover a very large area, right? And there may be multiple subdivisions in that very large area. So I think you need to go even smaller than the zip code. You need to focus in on the area and not rely on the zip code. Now, if you're in a more populated area, you can maybe use the zip code there, but that typically isn't our model, I guess.
All right, nice. Someone
point.
chimed in about what they do at dinner. This is really interesting.
This was Andrea Miller.
Is this Andrea? We try to talk about our
Yeah.
favorite moment. She's got three young kids. From the day as well as our least favorite, and how we can make that one better. Doesn't always happen. Sometimes we tell the kids to sit down and eat 5,000 times. So when my kids were younger, we would do that. Like, what was the best part of your day? What was the least, like, what did you like least? And try to do that. That was always fun. And you know,
We do when the kids are in school. We ask everyone, "What did you learn new today?" So we try to engage in conversation regarding school content, and 95 times out of 100, it's nothing.
yeah, this is my imitation of my daughter. What was the best part of your school today? Lunch, sitting with my friends eating lunch. I'm like, yeah, no, I get that's the best part for you, but like, what did you learn today? Nothing. I'm like, you sat in class. Yes, Dad, I sat in class. Like, did the teacher say anything? Yes, but it was so boring. I'm like, so you didn't listen? No, I did listen.
It's devolving.
And then it's like my wife's like, can we stop grilling her? I'm like, oh no. Okay. Way to ruin the
no
dinner,
win.
Dad.
Yeah.
I try.
Great job.
Yeah. Here's a question. Jason Hoffman, what's up, man? Hey everyone, what's good? Hey guys, when you have a mailing service, for example, Phoenix Digital Mailbox, which I use, do you have them scan and shred? What if the seller mails you an original deed or something like that? Okay, so good question. Typically what I'll have them do is open it, and then we'll do what we need to do with it. And once we're done with it, then yes, we'll shred it. Now, if it's an original deed, then we'll just have them forward it. And that's like $7, I think, to just have them forward the original deed. But that doesn't really happen very often because we're using Simplifile. I can't remember the last time I looked at a physical deed. What about you, Eric?
Yeah, I mean, it's rare that we have deeds sent to the digital mailbox because we'd rather have them in hand if we do have to manually file them. Some counties we still have to do that. But if they do arrive at the digital mailbox, typically we can work with the scan. And if we can record that document, we'll shred the original once we're done.
All right, Zen Master.
No digital mailbox at this time.
All right, Scott Bossman.
Same. No digital mailbox.
Charlie Conroy saying his accepted offers have run dry recently. So he raised prices on mailing several weeks ago. So far, nothing. So what's your advice, Eric? He's mailing, he's raising his prices, nothing's coming in.
It's hard without knowing more details, where he's mailing. But my inclination would be, if you've raised prices, have you given it enough time to see a reaction from that. If you just raised your prices last week and you're expecting to see a result of that today, probably a little soon. But if you've waited the proper time and still no response, gosh, I mean, I guess I'd go back to county research and make sure that you're on target with your offer prices. Take a look at what others are buying for in the area, and kind of reassess that.
Okay, dude, buddy.
I mean, not much more to echo there. Again, it really depends on the area and the market in that area. I think some markets are hotter than others at times, and you need to fluctuate with that. So I think the fact that, I mean, a lot of people, they just get frustrated and they stop taking action. The fact that he's tracking the results and he's adjusting to what the market is telling him, that should give him even more information moving forward. So, but yeah, don't, could be a little too early yet. Dana, why are you smiling at me?
I'm smiling because I wonder what animal is going to walk through Scott's door next. I've seen the dog, the cat. I'm waiting to see what's going to come through next. I think this could dial back. Go ahead. Sorry. Mark,
Go ahead.
I was going to say this could dial back to the question. I don't know if it's the same person who asked about the zip code, and because and this may not apply to the situation, but I think this brings up an important topic. When you're not surgical in your mailing and you take down a big area, sometimes it's difficult to get the pricing spot on, because you might be like, well, like Scott said, the zip code contains a 1 acre over here and a 1 acre over there. And if I price those 1 acres the same, some might be underpriced, might be overpriced. Not to mention all the other complexities we could create, but just on pricing alone. So there could be a pause here just to double check. Are you surgical? Did you dig into one area? Or are you trying to mail a variety of, and you're just doing the old multiplication of, I think 1 acre, because if I could take 1 acre in Haverhill, where I'd be like, oh, over here it's worth this, but the other side of the city, it's like, and then if I multiply it by 4, it's not always exact. You've got to be very surgical. So you might want to re-examine. And this is kind of what I think Eric and Scott were touching upon.
Yeah, but Buzz, what I would say is that as you're mailing, like, keep up your deal flow anyways. There's other ways to get deal flow. Buy wholesale. Do land arb. Like, be aggressive. So don't just wait. Maybe go to another county if that county's running dry for whatever reason. But I think what Eric said is we need more information for sure. But what I thought everybody said was great. Ken Badziak, where's the best place to get comps for land? I've mailed out a few hundred, and I'm sitting on 6 or so accepted offers. Suddenly wondering if I offered too much. Is it over 5%? Doesn't sound like it, does it? I don't think you offer too much. But I would go to, well, I'm not going to answer. Eric, where would you go for comps?
I'm going to go to Landmodo. I'm going to go to other land selling websites. I'm going to go to Craigslist, Facebook. I mean, wherever I can find people selling land, I'm going to go compare, those prices and look at my properties and make sure I'm buying at a price where I've got enough margin in there that I'm comfortable.
All right. Scott?
I agree with all of that. The county website is sometimes helpful. You can pull data from most recent months of sales activity, and you can pull data sometimes for certain subdivisions and that type of thing. So that's another place to look.
You know where I go? I just go where ZenMaster goes, because I know he's buying low. There's my comp. Or I would just text him or email him like, I'm paying this. Is this too high? The answer is always going to be yes with Mike. So yes,
that's true.
Number one, definitely. I love hearing about deal flow. So anybody who wants to reach out to me, please do. Number two, I would suggest that this should have happened prior. This is part of your county research, so that you start with the win. You sort of know this going in. Again, if you started and drilled into a very non-specific area, now you might be like, okay, I got to start pricing these out, so that, because it's not as easy to do in the beginning. But if you surgically mail and you go into the most important thing, which is county research and all that, you would know this by following what these guys said. Go to Landmodo, go to Google search for other land sellers, go to other land sites. Because if you're not in an active market, well, then you're not going to find comps, and if you're not finding comps, then you shouldn't mail there. So I think it's all kind of bundled in there.
All right. Well, I want to thank you guys for jumping on this Facebook Live. Very generous of you. I want to thank everybody for being on and leaving a comment, asking a question again on Friday. The Dude Buddy, the Nightcap OG, Scott Bossman and I, and maybe Zano. Hopefully Zano. We'll do the $1,997 giveaway. Look, you're at the fire station sometimes. Sometimes you're like, Mock, I can't do a Facebook Live. Laura and I are on a 5-mile walk again. I'm stretching. So,
We're doing Pilates.
We're doing Pilates. So do that. Also, just a reminder tonight, if you have not signed up for flight school for June and you have questions, you're going to get answers. So I sent out an email this morning for the Zoom link where you can go. If you didn't get it, email support@thelandgeek.com and do that. But what time is it, Scott Bossman?
9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific.
9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific.
And the event, the details are in the events section of the Facebook group. There's a Zoom link there. You just have to click on the link to join.
All right, awesome. John Farrell, I would email support@geekpay.com, but you're going to probably need to go with authorize.net if you got kicked off of Stripe. Otherwise, there's tons of other ways to get that down payment. You can manually put it in and then set up your automated payments with GeekPay,
ACH.
with ACH. Bill Dickens, you're welcome. Jody Klein says hi. Tonsha Hawkinson, always look forward to these. Thank you. Thanks to all of you. Hopefully everyone's staying sane. Are we still quarantining? I'm not going out. I know, Mike, you went to a restaurant, but it wasn't like
I went around
busy.
the fire station. I'm not really quarantined, but we do take precautions.
Eric, what about you? Are we still in quarantine?
Not so much here. A lot of stuff has opened back up. As you can see, I was able to get a haircut, so I did have to wear a mask. But yeah, things are opening up here.
Dude, buddy, Scott Bossman.
Things are, the bars are open.
Okay.
The restaurants are not. So I don't know. But yes, some things are opening up. We're pretty much sticking to home though. We're trying not to go too far except for the essential visits here and there, grocery store, drugstore, that type of thing. So.
All right. Well, that is good, which means that this is probably the last week of continually going on a Facebook Live every single day because we're only going to do it during quarantine.
Yeah.
So this is officially the last week. So enjoy it.
All right.
Show up, ask your questions. We're going to do our final giveaway this Friday, and then we're going to start talking about virtual boot camp coming in August.
Nice.
And what that's going to look like and how you can sign up for virtual boot camp. It's going to be amazing. Trust me, very well organized. Dr. Dawn, Pereza Ahui Hau, until we meet again. Did I say that pronounced? Did I pronounce that right? Ahui Hau? Hau.
Doesn't sound quite right, but I'm not Hawaiian, so I wouldn't know.
I think if you did it in your Boston accent, it'd probably be better.
Kind of sounds like someone stepped on your toe.
Ahui Hau. Sounds like Al Pacino in A Scent of a Woman. Hoo-ah.
Yes. Hoo-ah.
Hoo-ah.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Yeah, Don's like, that's the last time I'm putting anything in Hawaiian on this Facebook Live as these guys, butcher our language, which is a beautiful language, by the way. Man, when are we going to get out to Hawaii?
Boot Camp Hawaii?
Elite
I
Weekend?
don't know. I want to. Yeah, Elite Weekend is supposed to be this July. That's been postponed now. So we got to postpone for Elite Weekend in July. We got to postpone for August boot camp in Vegas. Right now we're going to hope for October where we can all get together. But Oh, yes. Dawn said yes. Very good. Wow. Ha. Take that, you guys. That's right. There you go. All right. Well, thanks, everybody. And everybody have a great rest of your day. We'll all do this together. 1, 2, 3. Let freedom
freedom
ring.
ring.
And, of course,
Wash your hands.
wash your hands. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow. Same time,
Thanks,
1
Mark.
o'clock.
Bye-bye.
Is that right?
I'll be at the fire station.
Of course. He's not, by the way. Eric, 1 o'clock tomorrow?
I got to check my calendar. I don't know if I have any calls.
Are we
I know
still
I have
live?
mastermind call
Yeah,
tomorrow.
we're still live.
So,
have a master
1
right?
o'clock tomorrow? Okay, you normally go noon, but you want to go 1 tomorrow?
Oh, should we do noon tomorrow? I could do noon tomorrow.
It's up to you.
Yeah, let's do it. As long as I get that Peloton ride in sometime.
All right.
Facebook Live tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Okay, everybody, 12 o'clock. We went an hour later today because of the roundtable, which I thought was a really good one, by the way,
Yeah, I did too.
about the buyers list. David Lee says, yay, you can stay with Brandon Casey Turner. Awesome. In Hawaii? Peter Zero says he'll miss the daily sharing of wisdom, but glad the house arrest is almost over. Yeah, Peter, we're going to miss it too. I think I'll maybe just once a week we'll do it. If I can,
Yeah.
convince Zano.
Those coffee talks used to be pretty awesome. You do those once a week, right?
Yeah.
That's cool.
right.
Let's have a coffee talk once a
We could-
week
let's do
with all our
coffee
fancy
talk.
coffee.
Okay, speaking of, I forgot to tell Eric. You guys can drop off if you're not interested in coffee. But okay, so this is the way Eric and I make a Chemex. You have the Chemex, you have the filter, you have the scale, you have the special kettle. But what's most important are the beans and the grinder. You got to get really good beans, and you have to have a good grinder. The problem with my Breville grinder, I love my Breville grinder, but because I'm making Chemex, I'm doing it on the most coarse setting. So it's really coarse, which means that the grind is like flying everywhere. And my wife's like, man, you're making the biggest mess every single morning. And I'm like, I know, I'm sorry, I don't know what to do. And I'm cleaning it up, she's cleaning it up, and it's a big ball of resentment. So I'm like, there's got to be a way. So I went on YouTube yesterday. I'm like, how to clean, Breville grinder so the
It does kind of go everywhere. I
go
agree.
everywhere. What he had the easiest hack. You take a paper towel and you wet it, and you put about 3 or 4 drops on the beans before the grind. And what that does is it reduces the static electricity. And this morning I did it. It was amazing. It's going to change your life, Eric Peterson.
All right.
All right.
I'll give it a try.
Yeah, no, definitely do it. If you want, I can send you the YouTube video. But it's really just
All right.
that. Just a few
Couple drops of water.
3 or 4 drops of water reduces it completely.
All right.
A little coffee geekiness. All right. Thanks, guys. See ya.
See ya.
Yep.